There have also been more calls for women to actively take part in partisan politics in Nigeria, especially after the last general elections. This comes as many believe the underrepresentation of women constitutes a serious democratic deficit, which undermines the legitimacy of the contemporary democratic ideal. News Central's Bernard Akede completes this report.
In the recently concluded general elections in Nigeria, one notable downside was the obvious low number of women seeking political positions. Some have said the women in politics have not done enough to win the trust of the people. In response to this, some female politicians decided to take their political activities to the grassroots.
At the end of the day, every politics is local. It depends on what the game plan is and what the end game is. My end game is service. And that's why I said, you know what, if we're going to do this and do it well and do it right, we have to start grassroots.
In Nigeria, the challenges women face while participating actively in politics, particularly at the grassroots level, are numerous. After running for a position in one of the state houses of assembly, Casey explains a huge part of the problem has to do with culture.
Nigeria is extremely patriarchal. It's cultural, it's imbibed. There really is not much you can do about that. Sometimes I go out with my staff, maybe my driver is driving me. I sit in front beside him. They automatically assume it's the owner of the car because he's a man. The culture has shaped every one of us to think that, traditionally, women should be second class when it comes to authorities. Just because you're a woman, they objectify you sometimes as a sex object. You look at a woman and say, look at your backside. We didn't come here to talk about backside. We came here to talk about how to take this country forward.
In some African countries, certain mechanisms and incentives like exclusive roles for women have been put in place to encourage women participation in politics. But where such is not available, women have to believe they are worthy of certain positions and encourage one another.
I think that the society is trying their best to encourage women, but I think women ourselves, we have to know that we deserve this. We have to make do with an imposter syndrome. You are at the table because you are worthy of the seat at the table. Own it. I think that women also have to be intentional in helping other women to rise. We rise by lifting others.
At the moment, Rwanda is the country with the most women inclusion in government, while other African countries are encouraged to follow suit. Nigeria is quite a distance away in this regard, but the hope is that the new political dispensation will be more gender inclusive than those of the past. Bernard Akede, reporting for News Central.